Hello and welcome to the channel. Either you are a subscriber or just a visitor, I'm so happy you reached us. My name is Roland Costilla, I'm the Chief Security Officer or CISO at SAP, and I'm teaching you data privacy, cybersecurity and career development on this channel. So if you like privacy and cybersecurity, just please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and do not hesitate to send us comments and feedbacks about what you would want to hear further. So just come for privacy and stay for cyber. If you are interested in a complete transformation path that will teach you not only data privacy, but also how to make privacy operational in a corporate organization, how to run a privacy program with tools and templates, everything that you need for that, how to achieve a higher role in your organization way faster, and definitely how to pass EIPP certifications, please take a look at my academy at www.defradar.com. The link is also in the description of this video below. Defradar Online Academy is specifically designed for you to take control of your career and reach new heights way faster, and also define security and data privacy in your organization and think security and privacy wise all the time, no matter if you are a legal person that lacks technology skills or vice versa, if you are a privacy or a security enthusiast, or if you just want to change your career, and nonetheless also if you own a business and you also have security and regulatory and compliance restrictions. If you want to have my overall executive resume templates that will teach you how to actually get more interviews faster, or any other templates and spreadsheets that we create, just please check also our Etsy store called Defradar. All the links are in the description below. That being said, let's jump to today's topic. Hi guys. Remarkably, or perhaps not, the data and security topic is front and center in many minds and plans, including when a company is considering cloud migrations. And considering that 30% of organizations lost data and revenue during an attack, I can understand why. I have personally been engaged in hundreds of discussions related to security for cloud migrations, and it becomes so important year after year. A secure by default approach to cloud design with zero trust architectures is inherent in most transformation projects. However, there are still underlying concerns. In the last years of research, security has been nominated as the toughest aspect in planning a cloud-first future. If you ask an executive board what will be the first concern when they are thinking a top cloud challenges, most probably more than 50%, if not 60 or 70%, will say security. It has been accepted for some time now that traditional boundary-based security for common on-premise systems is weak. I'm constantly staggered by the lack of the most basic security patches in some organizations. Human effort, distraction, and the lack of automation are all pervasive with many traditional implementations. Adopting cloud can feel like a security anti-pattern to some who like to know that their data is locked away in their building and they can go and physically touch it, should they feel inclined. However, luckily I haven't heard this argument for a few years now. Instead, cloud brings fantastic opportunities to increase your security and compliance posture. The inherent capabilities of identity and access management, encryption, logging, denial of service mitigation are tightly integrated to the native cloud services and provide easy protection. Not to mention the reporting analytics and monitoring capabilities, alert patterns, and the fact that you can scale security compute power as you grow or as you need it for further analysis. That is complemented by policy controls such as just-in-time admin, geo-restrictions, and continuous compliance, which all add up to give you a super secure architecture. Human error is still one of the biggest risks, Poor decisions, a lack of knowledge, and sometimes an over-exuberance for high velocity can lead to mistakes. It is imperative that everyone understands that security is their responsibility. It is everyone's responsibility. Luckily, even human error can be overcome by applying best practice policies from your cloud scaffolding up to your application developments or deployments. These policies can be easily reported on, and again, you can employ native functions to auto-remediate, quarantine, and alert on policy breaches. If compliance to industry standards is your thing, do not fear. Hyperscaler cloud platforms are packed full of compliance standards and can reduce your implementation and audit times by months, even years. Ultimately, cloud-based security practices are making us more secure. However, the threats are also escalating. There are more sophisticated, hostile actors and targeted attacks than ever, and the last thing you want is to make front page news for a security breach, especially considering that 20% of organizations lose customers during an attack. Being an expert in Microsoft Azure security, AWS security, or GCP Google Cloud Platform security is something top companies are looking for now. So if you think about a new career in Microsoft, AWS, Google, Accenture, Cognizant, IBM, or any other top one focused on learning cloud security. And I do think the best platform to do this is pluralsight.com, because they have top courses taught by Microsoft employees or by MVPs recognized by Microsoft, AWS, or Google. You can see the platforms in action, but in order to practice by yourself, you need to have a subscription. You can enroll for free and test some services, but there will be limited features. In order to use some labs and practice features from both AWS, Azure, and I think also GCP, you would need to enroll in Cloud Academy. You can find them at cloudacademy.com, and this is not a free resource. It costs around 45 euros a month, but you also have access to labs, demos, and trainings. I do totally recommend them. Also, if you are not yet ready to pay that monthly price, by the way, I have no involvement in any of these platforms there. I do not take money from them. So coming back to the point, I'm also attaching 2 files as a resource to this lesson. My free learning path for Azure and AWS with free links either to read or to watch. So enjoy. The answer to this may only be an official training for pure hands-on or working for a company that is already using cloud services. Now, to mention security concepts and or all these cloud providers have, I will take them one by one. Microsoft Azure. They have Azure Active Directory with identity protection. They have Azure Information Protection, which is used for classification, labeling, encryption protection, and reporting. Azure Key Vault, which has keys, secret, certificate management, and yeah, it's a platform for that. Azure Sentinel, it's a SIEM as a service. Azure Security Center, the ultimate complete Azure monitoring platform. Cloud App Security is for hidden IT. Azure ATP for Active Directory protection and deep analysis at Active Directory transactions, blocking attacks like pass the hash, pass the ticket, or golden ticket. Windows Defender ATP is the instant response automation platform. Office 365 ATP, the advanced threat protection for Office 365, including safe links and safe attachments. And there are simple networking security concepts like Network Access Control List, Azure Firewall, Azure Gateway, including Web Application Firewall, Denial of Service, and SQL Advanced Threat Protection. In terms of AWS security, we have AWS IAM, the AWS Identity and Access Management Platform, AWS Guard Duty, monitoring and correlation platforms using CloudTrail, VPC flow logs, and DNS query logs, AWS Detective to investigate a security finding, AWS Inspector, an automated security assessment service that helps to improve the security and compliance of applications deployed on AWS, AWS Macy, which is the content classification in order to understand data and data access for behavioral analytics. We have the Security Hub, which is the continuously monitors the environment using automated compliance checks based on the AWS best practices, industry standards, and it's similar to Azure Security Center or Google Cloud Platform Security Command Center. CloudWatch is answering the question, what is happening on AWS, and logging all the events for a particular service or application. CloudTrail, who did what on AWS, and the API calls to the service or resource. So CloudWatch is a monitoring service for AWS resources and applications, while CloudTrail is a web service that records API activity in your AWS account. They are both useful monitoring tools in AWS. Then we have KMS and Secrets Manager, similar to Azure Key Vault, and security groups, network access control list, AWS Web Application Firewall, and AWS Shield for denial of service protection. And last, Google Cloud Security. They have IAM, the Unified Identity Platform, Cloud Data Loss Prevention for sensitive data inspection, classification, and redaction, Security Command Center to defend against the threats to the GCP assets, Cloud Key Management Service, Secret Manager, and Cloud Hardware Security Module or HSM, Cloud Audit Logs to gain visibility into who did what, where, and when, Phishing Protection for protecting users from phishing websites, Web Risk API to detect malicious URLs on your website and, for example, in your client applications.